How many people are accessing your website on a mobile phone? Anyone got rough ideas of their own site? How many people? Yeah? 20%? 10? It's usually at least 10, at least 10%. They reckon by the end of the year in the UK, 30% of all web traffic is going to be on a mobile. So looking at your statistics, you can tell that information, and that will help you decide whether you need to look at a mobile site more seriously for your business. If you're an attraction, as far as I'm concerned, if you've got an attraction or anything that attracts day-to-day people, it's a no-brainer. You need to have a mobile site. 30% of people, when they're on holiday in the area, will be accessing the internet to plan what they're going to do. So your website needs to work on a smartphone. And it's not just that, it's the way people are using the internet as well. As I said earlier, by the end of the year, 30% of internet traffic will be on a mobile. It's people are at home, at work, and they're looking at things and showing things to other people on a phone or an iPad. They're not always sitting in the study or wherever on a laptop or a computer. QR codes, has anyone, you've probably all seen them around today, those little barcodes, square barcodes. In fact, they're on some of the leaflets you've got in your hands. I'll cover them later on, but they're used all over the place as a bit of a fashion accessory sometimes. Oh, we're doing a poster, let's put a QR code on there. But what people don't think about is that when people scan it, they scan it with a mobile phone. So it needs to go to a mobile-friendly website. And over half of the ones that I scan don't work very well on a mobile, and some of them don't work at all. So another reason why you need to look at mobile sites. Different ways you can address this. You can use an off-the-shelf mobile website company. So they create a different mini version of a website. They can be quite good. We use one called GoMobi. And when somebody goes on your website, a bit of code detects that you're on a mobile phone and presents a different site to you, one with buttons that you can press and call and that sort of thing. It's one way of doing it. It might cost you £5, £10, £15 a month. You should always talk to your web developer first, I believe, because you may be able to get a little add-on or a little tweak to your system that will mean your website will display differently on a mobile phone. Could be a minor piece of work. The future, or what I think the way it should be done, is something called a responsive template, which isn't that complicated if the designer thinks about it at the beginning. So a responsive template means, I'm just trying to load that up. A responsive template means that the web page and the design will alter depending on the device that's looking at it, without you having to have a separate website. So this is not live at the moment, so this is in development, but it's got the normal sorts of features you'd expect on a website. But then what I'm going to try and do is simulate what would happen if I was viewing it on a smaller device. So you'll see that's gone slightly smaller. Already the logo has gone smaller. Yeah? And bear in mind this is on development, we haven't set the exact stages things happen. But then if I reduce it more, you'll see that the menu changes. Okay, so rather than having that big long menu, it changes actually to a drop-down menu. And the other thing that's happened as well, because it's realised that somebody's on a mobile device, is that the phone number and the Facebook link have appeared at the top, where they weren't there before. So if you just watch it going back the other way. And it's all within the same website, and it's just a bit of design and coding. So that is the way, and I would imagine within 2 years' time, if anyone's asking for a website, it's already happening now, they're going to be saying, yeah, I want a brand new website, and of course it needs to work on this phone, that phone, the internet generally. It's a standard thing, whereas now there are a lot of websites out there that don't really work that way. Does that make sense? You might not know how to do it, but it's knowing that it's called a responsive template, and that's what you need to be asking your developer for. Even if you haven't got a mobile-friendly website, you can give people lots of options to navigate around. Sometimes people have drop-downs that, you hover over and then it drops down the menu. Sometimes, depending on how they're developed, they don't work on mobile phones. Sometimes with those, when you actually click on the top menu, nothing happens because you have to wait for the drop-down. So I've known sites that when you visit with a mobile, you can't actually get anywhere on the site because the drop-downs don't work. So within the text, right near the top, you need to be having, as we saw earlier, nice little links to different pages on the site. Make it easy for people to get around. A lot of the reason why people might be on your mobile site is because they want to ring you. They want to get your phone number. So put a nice, in text, not in a graphic. If you put in text your phone number on a web page, then a mobile phone, when it's pressed, will ring the number. So little things like right near the top, even if you're not having a brand new site, get your phone number in within the body text, and then it just makes it easier for people to contact you. Don't make it so somebody has to read the entire page before they can find out all the information they need. Get the key information across at the top. So there are things you can do on a normal website without having a new one built.